Welcome to Conceras Connect, the Small Business Small Talk podcast. I'm Eve Mercer, recruiting and HR manager, and with me is Tom Woodward, the Conceras founder and executive vice president. So good morning, Tom.
How are you?
I'm doing really well. And I know that we wanted to use this first opportunity here with our podcast just to introduce ourselves a little bit and tell everybody why we thought this would be a good idea and why we wanted to start it.
Yeah, I feel like an upcoming podcast should be about all the background setup we've had to go through to get the podcast launched.
No kidding. Yeah, microphones, video, all of that. There's definitely some work that goes into this, isn't there?
Yeah, I feel like we got to set up like an expense account to do these video podcasts.
Right. Yeah, but we are, I think we're going to keep it real too. And that's part of what I think that we want to share with everybody is, what's the everyday like for a small business like Conceras? And yeah.
How'd you come up with that small business, small talk tagline? I like it.
I think I have my best ideas in the shower. It just kind of came to me. I can't even think it, but it sounded like what we're trying to do and, not be overly formal. This is definitely, as most people can probably tell, we're kind of doing this out of our homes, working at home like most people are now. And but yeah, Tom, maybe you could kind of share a little bit about, how did you come up with the idea of Conceras? I think we're in year 15 of Conceras being around and, maybe a little bit about what we do.
Sure. And this would be a good opportunity to do a selfless plug on concerasconnect.com, our blog site.
Yes.
We'll share the link, maybe in the comment section or on the screen. So you want to kind of know the backstory of the name?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So, back when the company started, I initially launched as TGW Consulting LLC. And then when we started having some initial growth in the government contracting, we decided to rebrand the company and come up with a name. So the real challenge was just trying to find a .com name, because all the English words, they're long gone.
Everything gets taken, right?
Yeah. So I started turning to Latin words and Latin root words. And, I honed in on Concero because some of the work that we were doing initially was we were kind of connecting multiple agencies, people, data sets, tools, and that connecting really stuck with me. So, I kind of made it plural, came up with Conceras, the domain space was available. So I was able to, that came as our first choice. I had a couple other ones that were
some backups,
yeah. But then with the tagline, Connect, Collaborate, Conceras, it just fit. And we've actually stuck with that slogan now for 15 years.
Yeah, I like it. I think I've been with Conceras now for 2 years. I've known you, Tom, though, for 20 years. But, that definition of what you just said, it completely fits what we do at Conceras. We have, close to 50 employees. They're all in different locations, throughout the federal government, in that DC metro area, Virginia area. But you're right. We are making those connections, for our customers.
Yeah. And when I still tell that story to prospective customers or even some of our teammates, I think they're impressed with the logo, the colors. We spent a lot of time thinking about those colors too. The blue and orange really do represent strength and intelligence, and we feel like that has really stayed true for 15 years. And we have a joint venture as well that we formed. And so, we kind of played around with that name as well to kind of come up with that joint venture name too. So, that's a part I actually enjoy, the marketing aspects, kind of coming up with the logos and then the meaning behind names.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, there's a certain creative process to it, and I think that we all need that, sort of that outlet as well.
yeah.
Just allowing ourselves to be creative, kind of like what we're doing with this podcast as well. Something that we haven't done before, but it's just, and I think it helps me personally just sort of explore more what we do at Conceras. And so I'm definitely going to be interested to, maybe as people are watching or listening, getting feedback from them as well, maybe how they came up with their company name or maybe they can give us some advice along the way. I know I need it.
Definitely. I'm glad you brought up the creativity side as well, because that was kind of the genesis behind starting a blog and a podcast, is that creative outlet. Today I still do most of the primary writing for the company, whether from a marketing side or even proposals. And I wanted to get more involved with free form writing and kind of going into more detail of just, small business, the culture, the policy, and maybe trying to help other people. So I think that's kind of the how. It's like, why are we in a place that we can better serve others? There's a lot of problems out there in small businesses who are trying to whether get into federal contracting or are in federal contracting, but they're trying to grow. And so, I feel like we have, a lot of experience, some of the challenges and successes that we faced that we can share here on this podcast, but also in the blog, covering a wide range of topics. So the first two that we launched in the blog was really kind of covering HR and benefits and recruiting. You want to talk a little bit about that? Yeah,
I mean, that's something that I think 2020, 2021 that has hit everybody. We're all still trying to do our jobs, with HR, benefits, and recruiting. But there were so many changes during these past 2 years with, some of the things that we've had to relay to our employees. What if somebody gets COVID? That's something that we've never had to think about before. What do you do for that time off? How are people keeping track of vaccine mandates and things like that? So I kind of feel like, anybody who's listening, we're all in this together, and this is something that we can learn from each other. But, one of the big things that we did this past year was expand our footprint with veterans and hiring veterans, reaching out to veteran groups. And I'm just going to do a little plug here. We did receive an award. It's the Hire Vets Medallion for 2021, which is done through the Department of Labor. And I believe they said it's the only federal award given out to contractors for hiring veterans. So that's something I was very pleased with. And that's, something that I want to grow in 2022 is, reaching out to our veteran employees and bringing them on board.
Yeah, you spearheaded that initiative. Setting up the relationships with B3 and doing that outreach and successfully hiring veterans. And what was the threshold for the award? I think it was 10%, but we
needed to have 10%. We were closer to 40 or 50% with our hiring for the previous year. Of all employees hired in a given year, the percentage that we had who were veterans. So it's just such a great feeling to be able to reach out to the veteran community and offer them a rewarding job and career with Conceras.
Our retention rate has always been high. I think it speaks of our company culture, our benefits, our pay structure, people feeling that they have a place to advance and develop their skills and actually be recognized and awarded for, contributions to our customers. So, I think some other topics that we hope to, discuss here on this podcast, but also write about it over on the blog is, we're doing a modernization of our cost accounting system today. Like most small businesses, they start off on a QuickBooks platform. So we'll probably be able to discuss kind of the roadmap that we've been on with respects to modernizing to a more robust cost accounting system, and how that might tie into applicant tracking, pipeline development. So
yeah, that's a huge initiative for the upcoming year. Yeah,
it's a huge initiative. Been doing this for 15 years, so I think we've developed some proposal approaches that I think small businesses would benefit from, of how you go about, structuring a proposal response. And then, we are an IT company, so, maybe at a high level, talk about some of the solution sets and frameworks that we've developed, not only for a proposal, but also, delivering to the customer. So, what makes our Conceras Connect interesting? I mean, I think it's all about bringing value that hopefully listeners would see a benefit to the podcast and the topics, and that they might be able to apply some of those concepts and approaches in their own businesses. And we hope to tie in some professional and personal stories. Perhaps we could invite guest speakers, whether another small business partner or even a government official. I have talked to a few folks about it already, and there was some initial interest there. So,
yeah, I think just building that community as we do this, and I think like we said before, this is not going to be polished. It's going to be very real, and we're going to be talking about real problems and experiences that small businesses have, but definitely with a specific focus on that federal IT market. So we'll be interested to see what comes along in 2022, and to hear what other people are experiencing as well.
Yeah, I think equipping and encouraging other folks.
We can all use that. That's for sure. Yeah,
it's getting tougher on small businesses and government contracts. There's more mandates. There's more requirements. There's a massive consolidation going on now with vehicles, whether a GWAC or an IDIQ, and the requirements are quite hefty. And so, I hope we can discuss, some of those approaches that we've taken to position to win those vehicles.
Yeah.
And, I think moving forward, we hope to do probably 2 podcasts a month?
I think so. Yeah, that's ambitious for right now. I think that'll work. That'll be enough creative outlet for me.
Yeah.
But we're going to have fun with it. And that's what I hope that people see with this, is that, we're having fun, and we love what we do. And, we're looking forward to, connecting with other people, going through the same things that we are.
Yeah, I think it's important to share in the community, and not necessarily, hoard all your ideas.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a way of giving back to the community. And, I remember when we first started here, we really didn't know the game. And so I feel like over the last 15 years, we've been able to, set ourselves up for, to kind of grow into that mid-tier market. And hopefully we could, share some of these ideas to small businesses. So,
yeah, well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, I think we'll do another one and hopefully see people in about 1 or 2 weeks, and with some of our strategies and initiatives for 2022.
All right. Thanks, Eve.
All right. See you, Tom.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.